So I wanted to do week 13 recap. More content like this, make sure to like this video. First and foremost, I want to start about the Houston Texans, the team that I root for. The big thing is the hit with Aziz. Aziz hitting Trevor Lawrence in the head with this forearm that had a brace on it. And a lot of people are questioning, was this hit intentional? Did he have time? Did he, could he have let up? Or was it like he couldn't do anything? Maybe Trevor Lawrence slid too late. And D'Amico Ryans had something to say about it. He said that he was on Aziz's side and basically said Trevor Lawrence did slide late, but it wasn't intentional. In my opinion, I'm not gonna lie to you. I look at everything and I look at how it happened. I think it wasn't a good hit. I think Aziz, it was. I'm not gonna say it's intentional, like he was trying to hurt him, but at the same time, he definitely could have done a lot better there. They say Trevor Lawrence slid late, and I'm looking and I'm like, as soon as Trevor's about to go into his animation. Like Aziz, there's points and times when he can, you could tell when a quarterback's running, he's likely going to slide. So, like Trevor Lawrence is not Lamar Jackson. He's not going to beat you. Like he's likely going to slide, and he hits the slide animation is coming pretty soon. You can see when he's about to dip a little bit, and then Aziz, like looks like he has control, and then there's a point of time where he looks like he may have lost control in terms of lunging forward, but he lunged forward with his forearm, and it hit this man in his head and neck area. I think it was very avoidable. Aziz has played a lot of football, and I think you just have to know, you understand that Trevor Lawrence is likely to slide, and when he's about to slide, it just makes sense to, let up on it. If it seemed more accidental is one thing, but I don't know. Looking at it, it doesn't look good. And if I'm a Texan fan, I'm not gonna sit down here and be like, oh well, hey, F it, it's the Jaguars. We don't like the Jaguars. I'm never going to say that because if that was CJ Stroud and I happened to CJ Stroud, I'd be so pissed. So I'm not biased like that. Definitely don't look good, and it looked like he'll be suspended for a good amount of games. The Baltimore Ravens finally lose to another NFC team. The only team they've ever lost to with Lamar Jackson is the New York Giants. So they lost to Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles look really good. They look like a really good team, man. I mean, this is a statement win, and this is a win that helps Saquon Barkley in his MVP race. Right now, he's leading it. He's on pace to break the NFL record for rushing yards in the season. Now, he had less games to do it, true. But still, that's still something to talk about. So, him almost he may break the record for rushing yards in the season. They've won 8 straight games. They started 2-2. Now they're 10-2. So teams like the Detroit Lions, you think being 11-1, that you may be 2 or 3 games ahead of everybody, but you are 1 game behind them. You need to win every game you play. There's some tough matchups that they still have to go through, so they definitely going to have to keep chugging along because they cannot mess up here. It is very important that they keep coming. But the Eagles, they look really good. The Ravens, they lost. And, some people are like, man, are the Ravens legit? And they finally about to go on their bye week. I think they're legit. I think, honestly, the Ravens are a team that could have a wild card run to the Super Bowl. They have the talent, they have the ability, and they have the quarterback with the adversity plot. I really think they can do that, so I'm not going to count out the Ravens at all. If they're a wild card team, they're a 5 seed or 6 seed, I honestly think the Ravens can definitely make a run to the Super Bowl. The Buffalo Bills, they also look like a really big-time contender. In my opinion, there's only really 4 contenders in the NFL: the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Lions. Like really, really big contenders. The Packers and Vikings may make a run. The Bills, they look really good. They're winning a lot of games. They have a big statement win against the Chiefs, another pretty good win, even though the 49ers are injured. Still a big win against the 49ers. They look like a team that this could be the year that they make a run, considering that the Chiefs don't really look that good. And, the Ravens are kind of slipping up. This is a year that if there's any year the Bills can do it, this is the year. And I hope for their sake they do, because it really gets hard to watch them fail so often. So, Josh Allen, he just got engaged to Haley Steinfeld? Whatever her name is, you just got engaged to her. I'm sorry, Miles Morales, but you just got engaged to that girl. So I'm hoping that you gave her a ring. Hopefully you get a ring yourself too, bro, because I definitely want to see you complete the story and, finally get some plot. But the Buffalo Bills, they look like a great team. Pittsburgh Steelers, another wild card team, a team that can maybe make a run, maybe to an AFC championship. Don't think they make a Super Bowl, but Russell Wilson has a complete resurgence in his career, much better coaching. And he had a great game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow can do everything and still lose. It does not matter. I mean, Joe Burrow is having an outstanding season. He cannot win. But Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're humming along. They look like a legitimate threat, and they look like a team that you could make a run for the AFC Championship. A really good defense and a resurgent quarterback with some really good weapons. I think the they definitely have a shot of doing something special. Also, I want to give a real big shout out to Bryce Young. Bryce Young has had a complete resurgence for his career. I mean, he's played significantly better. He almost had a game-winning, should have had the game-winning touchdown, but hey, the Buccaneers, they found a way to, escape. But, if you're a Panthers fan, you should definitely feel very, very good. He's playing better than CJ Stroud at the moment, right? I think Bryce Young the last couple games. So, I mean, he's looking like the #1 pick and basically telling you, hey, don't be too impatient. Like, this guy, he's showing the flashes that you're looking for, and he has his confidence back. He had to take a little, benching from Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton started a couple games, but Bryce Young's back, and I'm happy because I hate seeing Bryce Young be so down and sad, and a quarterback's confidence is everything. So I'm very happy to see that Bryce Young is looking confident and looking good out there. The New York Jets, they lose another game. They just said this team is Aaron Rodgers, a 40-year-old quarterback, all his bros, a bunch of rarely talented 22-year-olds, like 6 very talented 22-year-olds, and they don't win any games. And that's exactly what this team is. Aaron Rodgers is going to leave next year. This team is it's a joke, but they have awful plot. The Jets have top 5 worst plot in the history of the sport. So, I mean, you couldn't expect anything else, but it basically tells you that he definitely was not even close in the GOAT conversation. They thought that he was going to come and do a Tom Brady, go to a new team in the AFC and wreck things up and maybe make a run to a Super Bowl. But honestly, Aaron Rodgers, man, the last time he's been to a Super Bowl, I was in middle school, and I have been out of college for many years, almost 5. Been out of college almost 5 years. He hasn't been to a Super Bowl in, 14 years? It's insane. That's a whole career. That's a good, 14 years of playing NFL football. That's longer than J.J. Watt's whole career, bro. It's pretty rough. Aaron Rodgers been in the league for a while. He's been in the league since 2005, bro. That's insane. 2005 is crazy, bro. My man. Wow. He got a long career, but not very successful. Only one championship in almost 20 years of play. It's kind of tough, especially for a very talented player like yourself. So, yeah, that's the end of that chapter. The Chicago Bears, they lose to Detroit Lions and fire their head coach. Definitely need to happen. The Chicago Bears plot this year has been insane. If you look at the blocked field goal, you look at this game where they did not use the timeout to try to, win the game, This was a game that they definitely could have sent to overtime, maybe had a potential chance of winning because Caleb Williams was playing pretty well, but they blew it because they just have no plot. They're not even no plot. It's just foolishness. It's almost sabotage. What are you doing? That was terrible. Man, that was terrible. The way they lose games, man, I'm sorry. If you're a Chicago fan, I'm so sorry. It is, Hail Marys, blocked field goals, and not calling timeouts. It's all stupid. So, if you're a Chicago fan, I know you're going through it, bro, but brighter times is coming because you're going to get a new head coach, and you definitely need one because, my goodness. And last but not least, the Chiefs and their amazing plot continues. The Chiefs may be the worst 11-1 team ever. And that's crazy because if you told me the Chiefs were 11-1, I'm thinking they're steamrolling all competition and trying to be the greatest team ever. But the way they win games is just it's so lucky. A lot is just really lucky, bro. This thing does not happen for other teams, rolling other teams' favor like it does for the Chiefs. Because you've seen blocked field goals and missed calls and just a lot of stuff that make you say, what the heck is that? But this one was egregious. They're all egregious. My man, remember week 1, my man was just out of bounds. He had the touchdown, but his foot was just barely out of bounds. And I guess the Bengals 4th and 16 is pass interference. And then the Falcons, they don't call it back on the Chiefs. And then, the blocked field goal against Denver. It's just a lot of stupid things. And this game was another one. The Raiders had a real good shot of winning. They were in field goal range. And what happened is egregious. Bro, they fumbled and it was a false start, but they didn't call the false start because the false start would have gave the Raiders the ball. But instead of going with that, they said, oh, he fumbled? Okay, forget that false start. We're gonna let the Chiefs keep that so the Chiefs win this game. The thing about the Chiefs, they either gonna go into this postseason and ball out of their mind, or they're gonna get destroyed. Because the way they're playing, if this was a team without the main character, I swear to you they were gonna be fraudulent. If this was remember that Pittsburgh Steelers team back in 2020, I believe? They were 11-1, and it was just these wins are just so they didn't feel like a real strong 11-win team. This doesn't feel like a strong 11-win team, but here they are. They let the Panthers, the Raiders, all these games are so close. They're not showing dominance. And I don't know why. I don't know why they're not as good as they used to be, but they're 11-1. This is a better record than last year. It's so ironic. So when they go to the postseason, they're either going to be really freaking good and make a three-peat, or they're going to be trash. But I'll tell you this Detroit team, they face this Chiefs team. This Detroit team should beat the brakes off this team. Now, how plot works, something gonna formulate, you know what I'm saying? Something, the referees, the pass interference, something stupid gonna happen and make that null and void. I swear to you, it's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, the Lions and Chiefs are my Super Bowl pick, and something stupid gonna happen. So my power rankings for the top 5, I'm put the Minnesota Vikings at number 5. They had a hell of a start and then, you know, lost a couple games, but then they're still like really good. They're 10-2. And not a lot of people are talking about this team being so successful, but they are still 10-2. My number 4 is the Chiefs, because this plot got to run out somehow. I feel like they got to lose some game, bro, because the way they winning these games is really fraudulent. Number 3, I have the Buffalo Bills playing some outstanding football in the snow, doing their thing. Number 2, I have the Eagles. They have the league MVP, and they got an 8-game winning streak, and they had a big win against Baltimore. And number 1, I have the Detroit Lions. So that's my power ranking. That's my recap. Hey, and for more content like this, make sure to like this video. Tomorrow, we're going to have the Sports Factory podcast. Make sure to tune in. And also support the channel. Sign up for Boom Fantasy. We're having a very big special deal. The first $100 deposited gets credited right back to you. So if you deposit $100 for a bet, it gets credited back to you. It will help the channel out significantly. So, hey, the links will be in the description. And with that, I'm going to catch all of you on the next video. And I'm out of here. Peace.